A little nervous about this one, and not for lack of queer credentials. I'm on Stan Twitter. I can say that F-slur. But the little monsters don't fuck around. And in case you're unaware, Lady Gaga is just fully back now. And it had been a while since she was on top of the world, since A Star is Born and Shallow were both huge commercial successes and critical darlings. Whether or not you liked Chromatica, which is a contentious subject, it underperformed by Lady Gaga standards, and its biggest single, which got an Ariana Grande boost of all things, still was not quite up to her caliber. Not to mention the track Disease really didn't last that long, more than a month or so, and the soundtrack and movie for Joker 2 both kind of blew up in her face. And then immediately following that, she teamed up with Bruno Mars for Die With a Smile, which has basically been the biggest song in the world since Christmas. And in case you were wondering if that was a fluke, or B, the inconceivable power of a Bruno Mars duet, along comes this new song, Abracadabra, which jumped up to number 13 on the Hot 100 this week. And if not for a Drake album bomb, it might get even higher next week. So, with her new album right around the corner, it brings me no pleasure to say that, in my opinion, Abracadabra is okay. It is perfectly okay. I think it gets off to a fine start. It has this sort of retro Flashdance meets 2000s electronica, very propulsive, very grand verse that eventually erupts into some classic Lady Gaga nonsense singing, which I've personally never been as big a fan of as the rest of her queer followers, and I don't really like it here. I like the post chorus, where the album gets its title from, where it turns into this shiftier, darker kind of dance maneuver. And I'm not saying this thing is Shakespeare, but the best parts of this song remind me more of Love Game than of Poker Face. But the parts don't really seem to fit together that much. The moments where she's belting to the ceiling like this thing is a Chromatica ballad or Born This Way or Edge of Glory or something do not really fit with the slick, zeroed in focus of the dancier parts of the track. And even if they did, I'm not sure any individual element of this is astoundingly great, especially by Gaga standards, who's made more good songs than I can even remember right now. So crucify me if you will, and I'm sure this thing will stick around and probably get a renaissance in the summer, but I'll take Disease and honestly even Die With a Smile over this. I'm not gonna tank the album expectations over it, but we'll see if she can overcome what I think is just an okay single.